we are going to move on to data transformation. So what actually data transformation tries to do? Let's try to see. First of all, let's try to load our data frame here. Now, what we have all the values present here. Let's say this is an old data frame. Let's try to load the new one here after. Yes, let's try to load this data frame. Yes. So yes, once we load the new data frame here, then yes, this is what we have. Now, let's say if you want to rename the columns here, what is data transformation? If you want to transform the data, if you want to transform that, what is transformation? Changing. If you want to update the column names, let's say if you don't want this column name, if you don't want this column name, if you want to update this quantity column name to units sold, how can you do that? You can do that using dot rename function. Then you want to use the syntax here. What is the syntax here? You need to use the quantity, which is old column name, and replace it with the new column, unsold. This is how you are going to do. So once you do this, you are going to see what are the column names now. Previously, what are the column names? You can see the column names as quantity here previously. But now after changing this column name, after transforming this column name to other column name, old column name to new column name. So this is the new column name, unit sold. So this is how you can rename the columns using dot rename function. Now again, let's say if you want to check the price, let's say, yeah, if you want to check the price of a product which are greater than 100 rupees, let's say, or 100 rupees or $100. How can you check that? You are going to do another operation inside this data frame. So this itself is a data frame. Inside the data frame, what you are trying to do, you are trying to filter out the values of what? You are trying to filter out the values of df.price. What is price here? Price column. In the price column, if the values are greater than 100, you are trying to filter out the values which are greater than 100. And all of this filtered function will be done here, and that will be presented in form of a data frame. So that is what the filter is done. Let's say if you run this thing, run this file, if you run this thing, you are going to see all the values which are greater than 100. So here the value 49 is missing because it's not greater than 100, right? So rest of the rows which are greater than 100 are returned here. So this is how you can do the filter operation and filter the rows based on what you want. So here our requirement is you want to check all the values of the products, all the prices of the products which are greater than 100. You did it using this function. So this is a manual function which we have written, where you have taken this df.price. This is a column. On that column, you have applied a filter saying that, okay, this entire thing is known as a filter. Why it is known as a filter? Because it is changing, or it is filtering out the rows based on this specific operation which you have given, this specific function which you have given. It is trying to exclude the values which are less than 100 and trying to provide the values of all the rows which are greater than 100. Now this is how we are going to get it using the filter function. Now going back to the next one, let's say if you want to create a new column, and that new column should be based on the quantity and price. Okay, how you can do that? You can do that using this multiplication operator. So what you did, you try to multiply this quantity with price. After multiplying these two things, you are going to come up with a new column, complete new column of total price. Then you are going to see the total price here. So what you are going to see, the new total price column is nothing but the multiplication or the product of the quantity and the price. 2 into 599, 1199.98, 1 into 9999, 3 into 299, 1 into 599. So this is how we are going to get all the values once, if you in a new column, once you perform these operations of existing columns. So if you want to create a new column based on these two columns, you can do that. So automatically, whenever you do this thing, this multiplication operator or the product will be applied to all the rows in these two columns, and then all the rows in these two columns, and then that product will be given and to or assigned to this new column, which is total price for each and every row. That is how you are going to get up come up with a new column as well. Now, if you try to run this thing, TF, you can also see a new column. What's the new column here? Total price. That's the new column which you can see.